Welcome to Leah D TV, where we kiki about reality TV. If you love TV and want to joke and laugh about all the drama you see, hit that subscribe button, baby, and get comfy. Welcome, everyone, to my review of Growing Up Hip Hop, season I don't know, episode I definitely don't know, but what I do know is that Savannah and Cree are immature as a hell, child. I ain't gonna hop too much ahead of myself. I'm gonna go through and tell y'all what I thought of these folks on this episode, but oh my goodness. So we start the episode off. We see TT and she's with her fiance Shawn. They're at a ring store and they're looking for bands. So Shawn is stressing about the ring and, I guess he doesn't want to pay too much. He was asking, like, where are the bargains? Where's the sales for the rings? So I'm guessing he doesn't want to spend much. But my thing is, I don't know if we ever were told, like, what he does. I'm like, what does Shawn do? I don't really know. Hopefully it's enough to keep TT satisfied because TT wanted a big old sparkly band. And baby, I would have too. It matched the ring. Don't be mad at her, Shawn. So Shawn goes to try on some bands for him. And he's like, I don't want it flashy. I don't want it this and that. Why not? Child, I don't understand. But y'all know men are different. So he tries on this band and he's like, well, how do I take it off? Baby, what do you mean take it off? This is forever. Ain't no taking it off. Marriage. So I was just like, do you understand the concept of what you're going into? Why would you need to take it off? Come on, Shawn. Now, you don't need to be talking about taking off no ring. Last season, it was a cheating scandal. Yeah, so you taking off your ring, that ain't nothing you need to be expressing right now. Anyway, he's like, can I take it off in the shower? Hell no. You sleep, breathe, eat, and doo-doo with this thing on. Keep it on at all times. Anyway, moving on, we see Cree. She's coming to Angela's house to joke about Bow Wow and whatnot. Oh, is Bow Wow gonna come over? Because now y'all know Angela is in Atlanta. Angela, please don't with Bow Wow and his man bun. Just please don't, honey. So we find out that Cree had uterine fibrosis. She had surgery and she had them removed, but she feels as though God might be punishing her because she had an abortion at 18. She then got pregnant again later in life and actually lost a child about 2 months in. With this scene, I did feel for her. I don't really care for Cree like that. I do in certain moments, but I don't like a lot of her ways. So, but in this scene, I did feel for her. I mean, I'm a woman, you know what I'm saying? God definitely, I don't feel like God is punishing her. I feel like we as women all have our journeys, definitely with fertility. So, when it's time, I feel like it'll happen for her. But she probably need to stop being messy as hell, too. That will probably help just a tad. So then we see Twist. He says that he's scared to go to jail because this will be his third strike if he's in big, big trouble. I doubted it from the jump. When he was in the car talking to his lawyer, I was like, this Negro ain't going to jail. Like, ciao, bye. So then we go to commercial and we come back and he's jumping around giving very much so Lil Wayne. And he let us know that all he got was probation and he can go to LA to film. So, of course, he's excited. He gives his lawyer a hug. Good for him. I'm happy. All that good stuff. So then we see Secoya. She's interviewing her daddy like she don't know him. It was really weird. You could tell that whole scene was scripted. She comes to see her daddy do a couple ooh yeahs and sing and whatnot. And I don't know. I feel like this scene was forced. She kept asking her dad, well, how do you feel about performing during the pandemic? Is this an interview, hon? This is your dad. It feels forced. Anyway, we're introduced to Casey's son, who I think his name was Devin. And, he seems cool. They call each other cousins or whatnot. And Secoya tells her dad how she feels about showing her tail at the showcase last season. Baby, you had to get on the show one way or another. And you knew if you showed your ass over on the sun at the showcase, you was probably going to be asked to come back for another season. So you did what you had to do. Secoya feels as though Cree and Savannah are jealous of her. I don't see that, but I do feel like they want to be bullies. And we're going to see towards the end of this episode why I say that. So, speaking of Cree and Savannah, they are chatting it up about Twist's parties. Twist is having a party because he ain't going to jail, and that's definitely a reason to celebrate, hon. So, they call her Sequence. And at first I was like, Sequence? Like, the movie? What do you mean Sequence? Turns out they talking about Sequence like, a sparkly dress. I was like, come a little better than that, child. It's not giving, but okay. And we find out that the Secoya said that Savannah's Bob was giving Chucky. That's a little bit better. that was funny or whatever. So I kikied. So they show up at Twist's house. Party is beginning. It's party time. JoJo shows up with his goons. And, there's flies all over the inside part. I don't know. The house was probably rented because everybody was just walking in with nobody knocking or nothing. So there was flies all over the food and whatnot. And Cree is like, oh my God, it's flies all over the food. Yeah, it's flies on the food. Okay, calm down. JoJo had to come in and settle her. He was like, we all done ate food with flies on it. She was like, I haven't. Yes, you have. I'm sure. Thick as you is. You done ate some food with some flies on it, babe. It's okay. Dang, I was glad JoJo said that. Don't be coming in here acting bougie, child. If Red Run's son isn't acting bougie, you, child, shouldn't be acting bougie. So then we see Aaliyah and Easy show up. Briana came. She rolled up out of bed, came to the party, child. She said it's hot, child. She had her vitamin water, and she was needing a man to bring her painting supplies so she could paint at the party, period. So then we see Twist show up. It's party time. He's giving very much Lil Wayne per usual. And Secoya and her cousin Devin come. So as they're walking in, JoJo rolled his eyes. And I was like, damn, what's wrong with JoJo? It took me a minute to realize that Secoya threw a drink on his pregnant wife. Makes sense. Roll your eyes, JoJo, as you should. Because she was out of line for that. We know that. So Devon goes around to meet everybody. Apparently, I guess he knew Lil Easy from somewhere else. And Lil Easy was going around introducing him to everybody. So he introduced him to a young lady standing by Savannah. And Savannah was like, do I know you? And he was like, She's like, well, why are you messaging me on Twitter? Da-da-da-da-da-da. He was like, well, I was defending my cousin. That's my cousin. She was like, well, cousin or not, babe. Let me just say this. Last season, I kind of liked Savannah a little bit. And I kind of liked Cree a little bit. But they really showing their true colors this episode. Like, she's immature as hell. I don't know if she's like 18, 19. I don't know how old she is. But she needs to grow the hell up. Because it's immature. She was talking to him like he was a little boy. She was like, my nigga and boy and all of this. Like, are you crazy? Like, you know who you talking to? Like, who are you supposed to be, Savannah? I'm very confused. Her rudeness was unnecessary. If somebody was coming at her brother or her sister or her cousin, she would be defending them as well. So why are you mad at this young man for doing what you would do? That's his cousin. He's not going to let you talk to her reckless on Twitter or in real life. So she shoos him away. And then Twist comes out and he's like, what's going on? Because I guess the energy was kind of weird now. And he finds out that Secoya has a problem with JoJo and Secoya has a problem with Savannah and Cree. So Secoya says she hasn't apologized to JoJo yet. She didn't really speak to him when she walked in. And he's like, you didn't speak to JoJo? He calls JoJo over, hey, JoJo, come on over, whatever. And he comes over, JoJo ain't gonna stay mad. But he's just like, I can't speak for my wife, so I'm not gonna say my wife will accept your apology, but we can move forward. Y'all know, JoJo not no asshole. He gonna pretty much, if you apologize and stand in your stuff, he gonna accept your apology. So she apologized. They were cool. And she said she doesn't have a problem with Angela, which I don't know if that was true, but because last season I didn't really know why she had a problem with the Simmons. She was like, oh, she dated my baby father, but we find out that was like years ago. So, ma'am, are you even still with the dude? Like, I don't know. I feel like that was her way to get on the show, and it kind of backfired. Because Angela, isn't she executive producer or something? Like, you can't really have a problem with her. But okay. So Twist is trying to be peacemaker, and he tries to get Devon, the cousin, to go over and reintroduce himself to Savannah and just apologize and clear the air. So he goes over, he tries to apologize. She's real mean and nasty. Why are you talking to me? I don't even know you. Get away from me. Who raised her? It obviously wasn't Stevie, okay? So her mom could have did a little better, because she's very rude and nasty to everybody. Who the hell? Why is her panties in a bunch? Is it because her hair always look half-assed? Like, I'm very confused because the braids and the baby hair wasn't laying. So you're mad because why? Babe, relax. I don't like when people talk to people crazy. Then it was deaded. Devin's like, okay, good talk. You don't want to talk to me. I'm not going to talk to you. Deuces. So he walks back over to his cousin, Secoya. And he's like, don't even worry about it, cuz that is through. Like, she ain't trying to hear us. We ain't trying to hear her. Don't even worry about it. So at this point, Secoya's in her own little spot. She chilling. Big Bird, Cree, and little girl Savannah walk over there to, I don't know, be extra messy, I guess. First it was Cree, and I was like, Cree, what are you doing over here? So she sits down and she calls over little girl Savannah. So they want Savannah and Secoya to have a conversation. So Secoya's sitting down, little girl Savannah is standing up over her. Mistake number one, don't stand over nobody if they sitting down. So she's talking all this junk. She's like, you was talking all that stuff on Twitter and you grown as hell. Go take care of your son. Boop. Right there is where you done effed up. You know you done effed up, right? You know you done effed up. Because don't bring nobody kids into it unless you're ready to get bopped. Okay? So, of course, Secoya got up. I'm starting to like Secoya, and I didn't even like how she threw that Drake on Shanice. I still don't. But I'm starting to like Secoya because Secoya didn't come in there with no issues, okay? So Savannah said something about her son to get her all out, all out of character. And she got what she was looking for. She almost got bopped. She almost got beat the hell up, okay? So Secoya jumps up, and of course, big old Cree stands up. Okay, Cree, this wasn't your fight. Secoya is like, look, I ain't got no problems with you, but that little girl need to wash her mouth before I rearrange her teeth, basically. Cree had to stand up because Savannah was about to get mollywops. And Cree starts having this conversation like, oh, you can't be mad because she brought up your son because you brought up your son. Yes, she can be mad. Yes, she can. And she said all that for Secoya to say, well, if you had a son, you would be just as mad. Now, Cree don't want nobody to bring up that she ain't got no damn kids, right? But she wanted to be cool for little girl Savannah to bring up that she's not taking care of her son, which is absolutely probably not true. So Cree gets in her feelings. You did it. Don't cry now, Big Bird. You was the one who got up in her face. So now she's giving what you gave. You like how it tastes? I didn't understand that. Like, how you crying now because she said you ain't got no son, but you want her son to be the topic of the conversation. Girl, sit down, big ass. Standing and towering over everybody. Her melanin was popping. But I ain't like how she was trying to be a bully. And Savannah definitely was trying to be a bully. And her edges wasn't even laid. Okay, so I didn't appreciate it. Whole time, Briana is sitting down and she like, these hoes is ridiculous. I'm with Briana. Child, Briana wasn't paying them no attention, period. They get to tussling, security gets involved, everybody knocking stuff over, pool table balls is being thrown. Somehow they got back outside to the area where Briana was painting, and baby, they knocked over Briana art. Briana said, hold on. Y'all, this was funny. I'm sorry, because they had showed Briana right during the fight painting. Somebody must have came and knocked over her stand and her paintbrushes and paint, hun. She was like, what the fuck? What y'all doing? Baby, Briana was about to beat all of their asses, babe. They almost brought out the old Briana. Briana was trying to be cool, hun. She was painting. Y'all want to come over there and tussle? Baby, she gonna show y'all how to tussle. Twist said, yo, Briana and Twist are funny. So they had to be escorted out, of course, because they doing all of this fighting and just ghetto-ness. So Twist said, they ain't got no home training. Yeah. If Twist said you ain't got no home training, baby, you ain't got no home training. He said his parents ain't famous, and look how y'all acting. It's ridiculous. Twist said they done ran his white strippers up out of there, and he don't appreciate it. He said, where my hoes at? Y'all done ran my hoes up out of here? Oh, hell no. Y'all know Twist he ain't got time for it. So he had to let them know they ain't got no home training, and it's ridiculous. Period, Twist. Let them know. Child, the whole episode was funny, especially at the end. Cree and Savannah are bullies, and somebody need to beat up Savannah, period. Just need a mollywop. One good pop in that mouth, because she got too much mouth. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And that brings me to the end of my review. If you enjoyed the review, go ahead and give me a like and make sure you're subscribed and your notifications are on so you don't miss any of my reviews. Go ahead and comment what you thought of tonight's episode. I thought the ghetto was on 100 tonight. Until my next review, I'll see you then. Ta-ta.